Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing very well. Welcome to this edition of Discussion on the Indian Express dated 18th of August 2022. And I bring to you some of the major articles from the newspaper. So let's begin our today's discussion. From the very first article on page number 3, pertaining to GS3 internal security. It is headlined as Union Minister Puri announces housing for Rohingya. Home steps in to say no such move. Now, this article is related to Rohingya Muslims. So recently, the Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri announced that Rohingya refugees would be provided housing and police protection in Delhi. But in response to that, the Home Minister's office denied any such move and said that the illegal foreigners will be kept in detention centers until their deportation. So from this article, you have to know who are Rohingya Muslims, what is the crisis linked to Rohingya Muslims, also what are India's concerns, and what is the possible scenario ahead. Alright, moving further on page number 7 from GS3 Economy Sector, the article is headlined as Agriculture Ministry's Advance Estimates, Production of Wheat Sees a Drop, but several crops set for record. From this article, you have to know what are the findings of the fourth Advance Estimate for 2021-22 crop year and what are the repercussions. As we can see in the picture, production estimates beat 5-year average, and also there is another data point that states wheat production is lower than last 2 years. Moving on further on page number 9 from GS2 International Relations. Now this article is written by Mr. Gurjeet Singh. It is headlined as Why a Stable Kenya is in the Interest of Africa and the World. So this article is related to recent elections in Kenya. So from here, you have to know why Kenya's election results are controversial. Moreover, what could happen next. Alright, moving further on page number 9 itself from GS3 Economy Sector. So the article is headlined as The Developed Country Goal. Now this article is related to our Prime Minister's recent speech on the Independence Day as he talked about the 5 vows. So from this article, you have to know what does being a developed country entail? Where does India stand now? Also, what are the challenges on the road that it faces here onwards? Moving on page number 9 itself from GS3 Science and Technology, the article is headlined as A Heart Attack While Exercising, Why It Happens and Who is at Risk. So from this article, you have to know what causes cardiac death during exercise and also can the diagnostic testing help in this scenario. Moving further on page number 10 from GS1 Society, the article is headlined as Indira Meghwal, 9 years old. Now this article is related to death of a Dalit student in Jalore. So from this article, you have to know what are the issues faced by vulnerable sections of the society, also the challenges in implementation of existing safeguards, and how can untouchability be effectively tackled. Moreover, what is the possible scenario ahead. Moving on page number 11 from GS3 Economy Sector, the article is headlined as A Modest Agenda for Reform. So, political economy of DISCOM operations and intensifying populism on freebieism at the level of state governments could make large changes harder. So, from this article, you have to know about the facts on the power sector, also the problems related to DISCOMs, what are the implications and possible policy responses. Moreover, what are the ways to handle these issues? Alright, moving further on page number 13 from GS3 Economy Sector, the article says that Eye on Hospitality, Cabinet clears rupees 50,000 crore for ECLGS. Now what is ECLGS? It stands for Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. Now recently the centre has announced raising the allocation under Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme by rupees 50,000 crore to rupees 5 lakh crore. And this additional amount has been earmarked exclusively for the enterprises in hospitality and related sectors. So from this article, first of all, you have to know about the ECLGS, that is the Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. Also, what are its features and what are the objectives of this scheme. Moving on page number 13 from GS2 Governance Sector, the article is headlined as Customs Act Offences, Guidelines for Legal Proceedings Revised. So recently, the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, that is the CBIC, has issued revised guidelines for prosecution, arrest and bail for the offences under the Customs Act. So from this article, first of all, you have to know what are the revised guidelines for prosecution, arrest and bail for offences under the Customs Act and also what is the Customs Act. And well, with this, we call it a wrap of today's edition of Headlines of the Day, the Indian Express. I hope you liked the video. I will see you with some other video. Till then, take care and do stay tuned.